This goes out to you, my number one. I won't stop until I see you, sugar. You know who you are. This is for my I see you. So many shows wherever I go, I'm gonna keep on looking. This goes out to you, baby. My only one. Just know that you're mine. Are you there? I can't hear you.
Let me see this progress.
I am not here for the care.
Hey guys, welcome back to the long-awaited patio kitchen grill makeover. So I cannot lie, this project took a lot out of me, and you guys will see just momentarily or throughout the video. It took a lot out of me, but I am so glad we are finally finished. For now, I should say, because we still have a pergola and some other build out that we want to complete on it. But for now, for this year, we are complete. So you guys will get to see the whole process of us building our own outdoor kitchen area. Now, I do want to put a disclaimer. We are in no shape, form, or fashion experts. We graduated from YouTube University. So please, if you have any suggestions or critiques, be sure to leave them in the comments, but please be nice about it. I enjoy doing home updates and, DIY projects, so this is all a learning process for me. If something's not done right or to your expertise, it's fine. It'll do. If not, we'll just redo it. Um, anyways, you guys stick around. It's going to be an awesome video. I'm super excited to share this with you guys. It's been a long way coming. Um, but yeah, let's go ahead and get right into the video. I want to do an introduction of myself. If you guys are new here for the first time, my name is Kelly. I am a wife and mother of 3. I post content of all things home. That's going to be home updates, clean with me, DIY, home decor, anything that you can think of home, I post it here on this channel. There's a little bit of lifestyle, family update, things of that sort as well. So if that's anything that you may be interested in, please do me a favor. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button to join our family. All right, now back to this makeover. So again, the first thing that we were going to do is just clear out the area. So the space that we're working with is going to be a 4x16 area. And we are doing a dry pour. So that's what you see us doing right now, is just removing the turf and then going ahead and leveling out the space. So after we've dug everything up, I'm just going to rake everything, make it as, I guess, level as possible. Not too particular on this portion of it. You'll see why we do use some rocks at the bottom of this, but just doing a light grade over the dirt. And I know most of my subscribers or returning viewers are like, girl, where have you been? We have not seen you all summer. I know. I've been feeling very overwhelmed. It also literally took us 2 months to complete this project. We had other obligations, outside of just our regular 9 to 5. We have our own business and then Journey with volleyball. We were just constantly on a go. And I was so excited to start this project, but didn't realize the amount of undertaking it would take to, start it and then complete it. So it was a lot for us to do, and on most days we typically just work like maybe an hour or two because it was right after our regular 9 to 5s. But maybe on the weekends, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, when we weren't busy with our DJing or photo booth service, we were able to put in like a lot of hours. So it literally took us about 2 months to complete this from start to finish. And, again, I am in no shape or form, fashion, an expert in this. We just, graduated from YouTube University and we did the best that we could. So let me just go ahead and get into the video. Thank you guys so much for returning or for viewing the video. If this is your first time stopping by, I hope that you find this entertaining, informational, motivating, something to where you would subscribe. So let's go ahead and get into the movie. I'm sorry, the video. I wish. So what we're doing right now, you saw me go ahead and try to level out the dirt as much as possible once we remove the sod. So now I'm just going to use this gravel to be a base for our concrete. And again, we use about in total, I want to say like 6 or 7 bags. And then we also had to remove some of the rocks from under our shed because we were just a little bit short. So going to go ahead and get this base level down with our rocks, and then you'll see us do a dry pour. So this is my second time doing a dry pour, and we use way more concrete than I initially thought that we needed. For the space, we end up having to make a couple of trips to Home Depot just to ensure we had sufficient material to complete the job. One of the things I did learn is that when individuals are doing dry pour, in order to make it sturdy, you do need to have that 4-inch base. And then on when we went to school on YouTube, some of the mistakes I saw is that individuals were laying that 2x4 flat to where it was only 2 inches thick, if you will, opposed to the full 4 inches thick. So that's one of the things I wanted to make sure that we did when pouring this pad here. It's also going to butt up against our current patio. I thought about putting a spacer in there or another 2x4 in there just because most of the videos that we watch encourage that. However, I am going to take my chances and just butt it right up to the old patio, hoping that the drainage in the diamond cuts will assist with keeping that intact. But for the most part, everything so far is sturdy and level, so we'll go with it. So as we fill in the area with the cement, again, it's going to be a 4x16. We do want to make sure that we go back and screed the dry pour or level out the top of the concrete, kind of shake it down as much as possible into all of the cracks so you can have a sturdy foundation. So in just a moment, you'll see us use an extra 2x4 just to go ahead and screed the top of the concrete and get it ready for the water. So this next part is probably the most important part, or one of the important parts when it comes to doing a dry pour. It is going to be the screeding process, or leveling the top of the concrete so that you have a smooth finish by the time you're ready to start doing the water spraying or misting. So we did this a few times just to ensure that everything was as smooth as possible and level as possible. That's one of the things I didn't show in here for some reason, is just us ensuring that everything was level to the current patio that's already down. To the new base that we're creating now. So that's one of the steps that you would want to take your time with, just to ensure that your foundation is set correctly. And it does have a slight, I guess, lean, or, you know, tilt to it so that the water can still run off appropriately. So take your time with this part, making sure you're filling in any holes and getting it as level as possible. Okay, so now that everything is level, the next step we're going to do is mist the top of the concrete. And we want to do the first step as a mist, just to kind of settle the dust from the concrete, and not to create any dips or, unleveling from the water when we go ahead and spray it with the hose. So the first run will be a mist. We'll let that sit for just a few minutes, just to get hard enough to allow water to still seep through, but not set completely. All right, round two. So I think we did a total of 5 rounds over a period of 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours, just to ensure that the concrete did get wet and was able to cure all the way throughout. It's really important that you do small increments of misting opposed to large sprays, if that makes sense. So yeah, we'll alternate, I guess, every spray between my husband and I, just, to ensure that we get this done correctly. So this was the final, after the final spray, you can see it's still wet. We've put those 2x4s out just so that the dogs won't run over there and leave a paw print. But for the most part, it is ready to go. And I thought I got a clip to show you guys what it looks like once we took off the, I guess, the foundation of the 2x4 foundation, but I don't think we did. So we're just moving right on into the framing. So yes, I know my husband needs to buy me a workbench, but until then, we're going to use what we have, and that is going to be our patio table and our current grill. This worked just fine. Look, again, don't use me as a role model if you're looking to do a project. We use what we had. We did what worked best for us. You do the same. Okay, so all I'm doing here is just cutting down our frame pieces. So I have a piece of paper on the table that tells me how many boards we need and length per se for each count. So in the back, you'll see me place each board into a stack, and that stack is separated by inches. So depending on what part of the frame we're going to use that board for, that's how I'm going to separate it. That made it a little bit easier for me to kind of stay organized and on task. So that's all I'm doing now, is just cutting down the board. We went through plenty of 2x4s, so this was just the first step. And the prep work is the most important, I think, for any good project. So getting this done now, opposed to cutting as we go, although there are some pieces inevitably that we will have to cut as we go. But for the most part, try to get everything done beforehand and then laid out appropriately so it makes the project run a little bit more smoothly. All right. Anytime you see that outfit change, you know it's the start of a new day. So on this day, we are building our first base or first frame. Each of the frames I built out the same way. Um, I think we used in total 3 different frames varying in length. But yeah, this is how I started and completed each of them. So you're gonna see this one. I don't think I'll run you through each of them, but this one will give you a good idea of how we build it out. All right, so we have one frame down. Essentially, this is just the base. There will be some more support beams that go in here, but this is just the basic base for each of the frames. And this is where we kind of ran into our first problem with the sloping of the patio to ensure correct or proper drainage from water. Didn't take that into consideration when building this initial base, but we do go back to correct this a little bit later in the video by just adding more under frame, if you will, on that corner, outside corner there. So everything is level for the grill area and it still has that slant to allow water to flow off properly. So y'all can see we were moving along. We were getting a lot of work done. I was getting excited because I can actually see the foundation or the base coming together, and then boom, it started raining. Now it was only supposed to do like a 10-minute rain. So that's why you see us with the umbrella out, because we were just thinking a little light rain, like it said, for 10 minutes. And then we'll be able to go back to business per usual. But that was not what happened. We kept looking over to the front of the house, just because it was coming from that way. So the front of our house was extremely dark, and in the back you can see it's still somewhat light, but it is raining. So the more we kept looking to the front, the darker it was getting, and then the heavier the rain was coming down. So eventually we just was like, we're gonna go in, we're gonna wait for this to blow over. It was longer than 10 minutes, so hopefully we'll be able to come back out and finish it. But yeah, we got rained on. All right, y'all. The rain is actually picking up quite a bit, so we are trying to hurry up and gather our items and get into the house. We actually was not able to come out later on this evening, so I'm going to give you a quick overview in just a moment on where we left off. I also think this is a good spot to cut the video in half. I have about another 30 minutes of recording, so in order to not make this an hour-long video, I'm going to end here, but you guys please be sure to come back so you can pick up on part 2 and see the overall finish or reveal of the outdoor patio. Thank you so much for stopping by. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!